World War II is often remembered for the giants that clashed, the United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union. But what about the smaller nations, those whose names are often left out of the history books? Their acts of valor, often overshadowed by larger events, were just as crucial to the defeat of tyranny. Let's dive into the stories of 5 countries whose heroics in World War II deserve more recognition. Finland, the Winter War, 1939. While the Soviet Union rolled its tanks across the border, expecting to crush the Finnish forces in weeks, they encountered something they did not expect: a fierce, unrelenting resistance. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Finnish troops, armed with little more than skis and rifles, fought back the Red Army with unmatched tenacity. Their success in holding off the Soviet invasion for over 3 months forced Stalin to reconsider his plans. Finland's heroism wasn't just in defending its land, it was in showing the world that even the smallest nation can defy an empire. Poland, the first to fall under Nazi invasion, didn't just fall. The Polish Underground Army, or the Armia Krajowa, fought relentlessly throughout the occupation. One of their most iconic moments came with the 1944 Warsaw Uprising. Though they were vastly outnumbered and poorly equipped, the resistance fighters bravely took on the German forces, holding the city for 63 days. The uprising was crushed, but it sent a clear message: the Polish spirit could never be broken. Their struggle became a symbol of resistance, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Ethiopia, in the midst of Axis expansion, the world was stunned by Ethiopia's defiance against Mussolini's fascist regime. While much of Europe fell under the boot of Italy, Ethiopia, led by Emperor Haile Selassie, fought fiercely to protect its independence. The Italian invasion of 1935 saw brutal tactics, but Ethiopia's resistance, though ultimately forced into exile, inspired a global outcry. Ethiopia became the only African nation to successfully resist a European colonial power during World War II, and their courage helped rally support for the eventual defeat of Italy. Yugoslavia, one of the most courageous resistance movements during World War II, came from the rugged mountains of Yugoslavia. Led by Josip Broz Tito, the Yugoslav partisans carried out a relentless guerrilla campaign against Nazi occupation. They tied down thousands of German troops and disrupted their supply lines, forcing Hitler to deploy resources that could have been used elsewhere. Tito's leadership united Serbs, Croats, and Muslims in a national struggle for independence. Their resistance proved the power of unity in the face of tyranny. Czechoslovakia, perhaps no act of resistance was more significant than the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, the Butcher of Prague. In 1942, 2 Czech resistance fighters, Jan Kubiš and Josef Gabčík, executed the daring operation, killing one of Hitler's top officials. This act of defiance not only crippled the Nazi regime but also sent a powerful message across Europe, that the spirit of resistance was alive and well. Though it cost many innocent lives, the bravery of Kubiš and Gabčík remains one of the most iconic acts of defiance in World War II. These countries, small, oppressed, but never broken, showed the world that resistance isn't always about size or might. It's about the fire in the heart, the will to fight against impossible odds, and the courage to rise up when everything seems lost. The legacies of Finland, Poland, Ethiopia, Yugoslavia, and Czechoslovakia are not just in their battles, but in their unyielding spirit that proved that no empire, no matter how mighty, could ever erase the will of the people. Their heroics may have been forgotten by many, but the truth is clear: without their sacrifices, the war could have turned out very differently. The world owes these unsung heroes the recognition they deserve.